Welcome back to Watchpoint Alpha. Here we're in Game 4, in the Alaskan Anomalies versus Apex Legends. With me casting this, I have Miss Mint and Brobat.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you two very excited for this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
So right now, this is Game 4. This is Team Disconnect has beaten Alaskan Anomalies, and Ramen Renegade has beaten Apex Legends, putting this game to be the game that's on the line. If one of these teams loses it, and one of them will, they're going to be out of the tournament. Brobat, what do you think about this matchup between the Alaskan Anomalies and Apex Legends?
I think it's gonna be interesting. Anomalies likes to play a lot of goats. Legends, I know, have really good DPS players, so I'm interested to see if what kind of comp they're gonna be, if they're going to be utilizing their DPS players.
Mm-hmm. And because we've seen Legends struggle a little bit with goats, and it'd be interesting to see how it plays out, because Alaskan Anomalies had a really hard time yesterday with Team Disconnect's kind of unorthodox composition. But
Yeah.
Apex Legends likes to run a more like orthodox kind of position or composition, so it might work out well for them. Mint, what do you think about this game coming up?
Last night, helping cast with Alaskan Anomalies and Disconnect, Anomalies just kept running goats after goats. I have a feeling they're probably going to run the same thing, and I'm going to up my bet that Legends might. I don't know. Win.
You got a little bit of an opinion in there. We got it. Nice to hear. So we're coming up on it. Can you check for some readies and chats? We're going to be going on Hanamura again for our first map. Then the whole map pool this round is Hanamura, Eichenwald, Busan, Route 66, and then finishing off on Oasis if we need to go there. The format is first to 3, so ties don't really matter. They just count as nothing. And then now we're going into the game.
Traveling to Hanamura.
We're going to set up on Hanamura. We're going to see what they're going to pick.
Initiating match.
I'm not sure which team we have on attack and which team we have in defense first. I believe it is going to be Apex Legends on attack first. Do we remember what they've run on attack first before? And what do we think they might favor? Mint or Brobat, do you have any ideas?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
But maybe a standard 2-2-2, maybe bunker.
It'd be interesting to see kind of what they do and what they prefer to run with and how they like to figure out the situation. We've seen some really different plays on Hanamura this time. We've seen some like goats defenses. We've seen some really hard bunker defenses. So right now, we have at least a little bit of a showing that we have a Torb, a Sombra, some Lucio Sim, Diva, and Anna coming off from the Apex Legends team. Looking like a bunker from Alaskan Anomalies too. We'll see if this is bait, if this is real. Mint, what do you think? Do you think this is a bait composition from
Oh, this is totally bait.
Apex
Yeah,
Legends, or do you
this
think
is
they're
bait.
actually going to run this?
This is
Okay.
going to be bait.
So I want to see what then, if this is the bait, how do they swap it up? What do they go for instead? What's really their play? How are they going to get this to work?
Alright, that looks a bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Pengu in chat thinks they use 6 different heroes. We will stay tuned to find out if that's actually what happens. They may not.
I think they're gonna press the W button.
We could see some W button pressing. We can hope for that. There's a little bit of scouting coming out from Apex Legends. Ladder's playing that Sombra, seeing if he can get anything seen. And then we have Apex Legends just kind of playing cautiously right now. They're repicking, and it looks like they're going to go for a triple DPS composition. Yes, they are. With lettuce on that Anna.
We have Yikes on the ball. He's on facing the attacking. He's on the right side. He's looking to, I think, bait them out from their bunker.
It was a good hook from Toast, though. And that got some good value in it.
Easy pick. Oh!
Interesting to see Yikes continuing to pressure that point, even after those several down on his team.
Yeah. Maybe he's just trying to scatter them, you know? Just kind
Cool,
of
like,
distract
what's
them.
That's definitely one of the ways they can counter a bunker comp like this. Get set up all around them and just kind of distract them and get them their resources taxed in their like attention span. And so maybe that's what they're going for. Right now we have a little bit of an ult advantage for the Alaskan Anomalies as they're kind of held off one push. But Apex Legends is also working on building up those queues as well. The shield comes down for Alaskan Anomalies, but nothing really comes of it. And this is kind of standard play. Or now the shield's down again for the Alaskan Anomalies. And this is the crunch moment right now. Few people die, but no one dies. Alaskan Anomalies are fine. Apex Legends keeping the pressure on. That shield's gonna come down. Can Chesterbud stay alive? Chesterbud goes down.
Oh.
The invulnerability field matrix comes out just a
Oh,
little bit
that's
too
big
late.
EMP.
Huge EMP, exactly.
Oh my god.
And this looks like
Oh,
with about 2 minutes on
fantastic
time
hack.
getting, Apex Legends are gonna be able to get this first point.
So I guess what the play was just to kind of stall until they build up EMP and then just go
Well, and
all
also
in.
they kept really good pressure on that shield, right? Like,
Oh, exactly.
Danny ended up running out of shield, and then just Chesterbud got roasted on the Bastion.
Oh, we're seeing a bit of swapping here. We have a Hog now and a Winston on the Anomaly. And Tofu on the Widow.
It's a kind of interesting dive strat. Chesterbud stayed with the Bastion to see if they can get any value from this Bastion.
That's gonna be their downfall, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, Tofu gets Vader in a nice shot. And then Yikes get gotten too. And so now they've kind of stalled off the snowball push. Alaskan Anomalies has a good ult advantage. I'd be interested to see if Chesterbud stays with this Bastion pick. She has ult, but I don't really know if she will. Letters gets found out on Sombra, has to translocate out.
So I wonder what they're trying to plan here, because Chesterbud is in a really good position. Like, he can see quite a bit, and even if they do get on point, he can just drop down, and he has ult. And they are sitting on a lot of ult on the Anomaly side, but they're also doing that as well.
Yeah, Apex is really building up those queues. They have... Ooh, Vader gets the ult onto Prezith and picks up 2. Chesterbud kills Vader again. And so now, Apex Legends has point presence. They're gonna get their first tick.
Oh no.
And it's a little bit tricky as to what Alaskan Anomalies do in this situation. Van goes for a risky res. She gets it off. Toast gets a kill on Peachy. And then EMP comes out and kills Prezith. Or not doesn't kill, but Tofu gets a lovely kill onto Lettuce. And there's some stall going on in a nice way. This could go either way. With Phantom not dying, this is not very favorable.
The Undying just got a res off too.
Yeah.
On an
But then unfortunately both of them die in quick succession afterwards. And so that's 2 ticks, 77.5% for Apex Legends. But
and
it looks like...
and a big stagger on Vader as well.
Now I want to see if Alaskan Anomalies swap up their composition. It looks like Chesterbud's running back to spawn to get that get a different hero. What will she play? Thinking about it. Hanzo seems like the pick. Okay, so we're running this like interesting dive hog mix. Vader onto a Widow instead of Doomfist now. The wall hacks come out for Tofu.
Oh, that was a nice sleep dive. But unfortunately, the Primal comes out.
Ooh, incredible Primal.
Thank you.
I didn't quite see what led up to that Primal to get such good value so quickly. But now we're down to only 3 minutes on the attack time for Apex Legends. They're building up an interesting combo with EMP and Hack Visor. Could get some good value there. Clearing off those ball mines, those Hammond mines. What is the play here? We see some swaps from Apex Legends. We see Orion coming out instead of the ball. Letters now onto the Hanzo.
Vader onto the counter Widow as well.
It feels like Apex Legends are swapping kind of goats-ish, but maybe it's just me preemptively thinking that. What do we think their plays? They're just gonna do like an eco push at this point, just to get some ults up, try to win the next fight, because they know they're going into something?
Maybe. It could be just a counter actually as well.
Vader got a nice shot onto Chesterbud.
Ooh, that was a nice.
Tofu gets a return shot onto Vader, keeping it nice and even. Fan hasn't quite got the res off, but I don't think she's going to. This is awkward playing to this corner here. Lines aside tough. Toast gets a nice hook onto Yikes, and then Tofu follows up and kills Yikes. Now Apex are out there main tank.
Ooh, that is an anti on Chesterbud.
Let's see how Danny's Primal goes. And
PG
Vader
up
lives
Mac.
into letters. Then Vader gets Krezeth. This could really snowball into a win or a
Oh,
good point.
looking like a reset.
Will look like a slight advantage for the Alaskan Anomalies. Then kind of faded away
Yikes,
after that.
switching.
Interesting.
I
Now we're
wonder.
seeing a pure like old school dive. Oh, Tofu landing a nice shot onto Lettuce. Lettuce is eating a few in the head this time.
Just a few.
I'm not even quite sure the angle on that one. That was like threaded the needle. I would love to see a replay on that shot. Lettuce swaps over to Zenyatta. This is old school dive at this point now.
Oh,
And we'll
well,
see Apex
hacks come
Legends
out for Tofu.
tries to break it. Toast gets the hull hog. Kills Yikes early on. Diva gets demeched.
Oh, they're staggering PG.
It's a good stagger.
30 seconds left. Let's see if they can.
They have Sound Barrier to engage with. Otherwise,
They have Diva Bomb.
ooh, losing Zen that late's really tough. This is and losing Letters and Vader really tough. This is not looking good at all for Apex Legends to full cap this point.
Yeah,
They got
and
77.5%, so that's something, right? At least it's better than nothing. But losing
I don't know
Yikes right there.
how the Diva Bomb can pull this off. Maybe, but they're all so scattered.
And
Oh.
Peachy gets demeched, and that's it. What an unfortunate ending to such a successful first point attack.
Oh yeah, that EMP combo is just phenomenal. Really good tactics for that bunker comp.
Initiating match.
All right, let's see what the starting comps are.
And it was interesting to see in this last one, too, to see Alaskan Anomalies run something pretty non-traditional. Yesterday, they were very Goats dependent, and today, they were keeping like a Winston Hog with a Bastion. Like, one might not expect that comp, but they made it work for them in a nice way.
Exactly.
And in case you're tuning in late, your casters are... I'm Inputname, Miss Mitch joining us, and Brobat's joining us as well.
Hello.
Ready for battle.
Miss Mint, what do you think about the situation going for the Alaskan Anomalies on their attack now?
I'm hoping they do 2-2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I honestly was a little disappointed that they had to use Sebastian.
You don't like the Bastion strats very much?
No, I don't. I really don't. I just.
That's fair. We've been seeing them more lately. And it's the kind of emergence of all these bunker compositions and really about how you can, like, break these bunkers. And Apex Legends did a good job breaking them up the first time around. Now it's onto them for them to hold. And they're running this kind of variant of the Goats with Letters on the Baptiste instead of the Brigitte. What are Alaskan Anomalies going to do? Bant takes an early
Ooh,
shot.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of damage. Tofu gets in deep. So it's a kind of 2-2-2 with Tofu on Tracer as opposed to his usual Zenyatta. Danny taking
Ooh,
a
a dive
real deep
coming.
dive and getting down remarkably early. And
Ooh,
maybe-
they're taking a tick. Maybe.
they don't,
Oh no.
it's a messy fight. I don't quite know how this would go. Chesterbird really popped up. She got some nice shots in there. It actually
There's
looks like
so much
potentially
happening.
Anomalies advantage. Tofu dies to Letters though. Chesterbird gets undying. And now Yikes is kind of pushed off point, really low.
Oh, Peachy back
Let-
in Mac.
Yeah, and then Letters can... Oh.
It's a very scattered fight.
Peachy's on Internet trying to get something done. Letters and Peachy left on point. Letters dies. and
Oh,
that's
Peachy out of Mac.
And then also really fast first point cap from Alaskan Anomalies. This is looking good for them. They're gonna have like 4.5 minutes going into this next fight, if not more. 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Good amount of time. How do we think that the Apex Legends are going to adapt to this composition? Do we see some swaps from them?
Yeah, they seem to be running 2-2-2 now with double snipe. I don't know about the Lucio pick. That's kind of on defense. Maybe
Yeah.
just for the stall.
We did see a really nice dive onto that Widow to shut her down, and then Chesterboard kills Vader. Shatter
a
comes out,
shatter, but
but it doesn't get anyone because Tofu gets a nice pulse bomb onto Yikes. And now, Apex Legends are really fighting an uphill battle, where they have very few people left.
that Peachy Bomb comes out, kills Chester Bomb, then is still on point for the Alaskan Anomalies also.
And then they use the trance early on. It feels like a lot of people from Alaskan Anomalies are dying, or at least not playing point. Peachy gets demaxed. And then Alaskan Anomalies pick up 2 in quick succession, now a third. And that feels a little more like just cleanup for Alaskan Anomalies. And stagger for Apex Legends to see if they can pull something out crazy. A huge anti comes out, getting Danny and Toast really, really low. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Apex Legends. Vader on the Doom gets tickled down to death by Danny on the Winston. Now Letters is doing an epic job stalling, but it's a really hard fight to win that with 1v5. Clean up on the Diva, and there hasn't even been a single tick yet. And it's been a really long fight, but I'm not sure how this is going to play out. Yikes, unfortunately, ships that pulse bomb to the Undying on the Lucio.
Oh, Primal comes out from Danny.
Yeah, and now some actual cleanup kills. There's a lot of red on the left side of that kill feed right now. This is looking like potentially the Apex Legends could bring this back. A Dragon Blade or Dragon Strike comes in from Danny or from Chesterboard. Gets several. This is a messy fight. Banternet dies, and now that's the healing gone for the Alaskan Anomalies. And after what looked like a very decisive win for a fight for the Alaskan Anomalies, they seem to have lost it. And Toast throws in a bomb late. I don't know if they're gonna get much value from that.
Yeah, that didn't. I don't know about that bomb.
What do we think from the Alaskan Anomalies? Do you think they're gonna keep running this dive composition, or they're gonna swap it up now?
No, they're swapping. They're swapping. Tofu's coming onto the Danny swapped from the Winston to a Rhine. They're running a more standard 2-2-2 comp. Interesting.
And then Lettuce swaps over to Anna. They're getting a little bit off of that kind of what was a stall comp, presumably, and onto a more like sustaining comp. Chesterbud gets Lettuce though. Chesterbud's head really taking a lot of shots this game. Having a hard time maintaining things. And he pushes into point nice and aggressive. Chesterbud gets another headshot onto Vader. But Letters gets a nice pulse bomb to kill Danny. And then Present
comes
is
in, but I don't know if that was.
You don't know if it was worth it?
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to say.
I mean, for the stall, most definitely, but
Yeah.
I feel like that could be used in the case of Yikes using his mind. That transcendence would have really been helpful there. But now they don't have it, yeah.
And this is looking a little bit rough for Alaskan Anomalies. And actually really good for Apex Legends because they got those 2 ticks in a little bit earlier. It means that Apex Legends does have a chance to win this. It's not just draw potential. Apex Legends can actually win this just by full holding right here. And Alaskan Anomalies really has to beat that 77.5% mark to get a W on this map. They're running this 2-2 composition with the McCree and the Hanzo. Chesterbud's been landing really nice shots, but it hasn't quite been enough. Presence gets Vader early on. But can they really capitalize this on the point presence? Because Vader's going to be respawning soon, and now Danny dies. And then Letters gets a pulse bomb onto Tofu, and even though Presence gets that early pick, it doesn't really capitalize, it doesn't really create anything that's any opportunities for Alaskan Anomalies.
Looks like they're resetting.
Mm-hmm. There are some queues building up on the board for the Alaskan Anomalies.
Oh yeah, they have a 4. The Shatter will be really useful, especially since they have no shield tanks on Apex Legends.
But, well, that's true. They're also... Apex Legends are playing very split right now. And so the Shatter might not get very much value. Look at Vader just flying in there.
I know.
I have a feeling Presence is about to die, unfortunately. Presence stays alive. Presence uses Transit just the right time. A huge Shatter comes out.
There's that shot!
But it doesn't quite kill anyone yet. No one's died from Apex Legends just yet.
Oh?
And Vader dies, but that's still not very much, like, actually, okay, and then Peachy gets demaxed, and Alaskan Anomalies really needs to convert onto the kills pretty soon. Peachy's off, Peachy's now killed, Tofu gets Letters. Vader needs to get a kill right here. Vader gets Chesterbud. This could be the turnaround point.
Yikes is on point stalling.
Yeah, and so there hasn't really been much or any point progress yet from the Alaskan Anomalies. Bant dies to Vader again. And now the healing for Alaskan Anomalies is really low. They're down their main heals, they're down their Zen, and so they have to back out.
Yep.
And this is another successful hold from Apex Legends. And Apex Legends has a great ult economy going into this next fight.
Oh yeah.
60 seconds.
And it's really looking like a tough fight for Alaskan Anomalies. They gotta figure out some way to make this happen. They have
They
very much.
high noon, but
I mean, Shatter soon, Diva Bop soon, like Dragon Strike soon. Okay,
Oh?
so Toast goes over to a Hog. And maybe it's to shut down Vader. Vader's been doing a really good job of killing Bantoinette late in these fights. That's actually been doing a really nice job of shutting down the Anomalies and like their point presence. Because once Bantoinette dies to Vader, then the Anomalies don't have any more healing and they really just have to back out. The Zen's so slow to come back.
oh, Yankee is out with the mine. Does he get
Bantoinette,
anyone?
oh, unfortunately,
Oh.
GA's into some mines. And now we're gonna really need a miracle to see Alaskan Anomalies to pull
We
this
still
one off.
have 3 ults left on the Apex Legends side as well.
Yeah. And with that, I think that's gonna be a first map going to Apex Legends.
Let's break it.
What looked like a little bit of a stilted attack on their second point for Apex Legends turned out to be enough to get them the W on the first map. The nice win, they had a really solid hold on their second point. Just played lots of complex angles, really incredible stall game. Miss Mint, what do you think of that map right there?
Honestly, as soon as they kept running the same composition and they knew what the other team was going on, they should have been looking at, I guess if you want to say, characters
It's
that
nice
have
to be
multiple counters and start running that just to push in as fast as they can. And they didn't do that. They always kept in. Sometimes they were split up. Sometimes they just, I don't know. They were overtaken on all sides. That was kind of frustrating.
We saw right there in the replay of just Vader landing a ton of shots as Farah. But interestingly, all the cards did go for the Alaskan Anomalies, even though they lost that game. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that Blizzard, but next
Blizzard.
map is going to be Eichenwald. We have Apex Legends
Ooh.
going into it with a lead, and we've seen. What do we think we're going to see coming up on this map? Or like, what do we think Alaskan Anomalies has to do to squeak out a win on this coming up map?
I don't know if they're actually going to be running goats again. They might do another 2-2-2 comp. They might also do bunker as well if they're defense.
Is they being
But-
Alaskan Anomalies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And because we've seen some goats from them yesterday, but I'm not quite sure if. Part of me wonders if goats in this past situation on Hanamura would have won, or if it also would have, or if this comp that they played was their best bet. And so
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
quite sure. Let's
I
see.
don't know. It's anyone's game.
It's anyone's game. This is the first map. 2 CP, a little bit bizarre sometimes. You get the real big snowball potentials. You can also get some epic holds. The stalls were incredible from Apex Legends. It looked like they could, they were gonna lose at points there. And they didn't even give up a tick. They didn't give up a fraction of a tick. They just had amazing stall potential. Final Snake Boss thinks that Alaskan Anomalies have a very high chance to win if they don't lose. It's big if true. Big if true for
Big
sure.
if true.
And so we have some readies in chat, so we should be going into our next map. Again, it's going to be Eichenwald. It looks like the Anomalies will be attacking first. Unless... Do we swap that or no?
We did swap.
Okay, we did swap that.
Excellent.
So coming up, it'll be the Alaskan Anomalies in red, and then the Apex Legends in blue. And we can see what they play. If it'll be some traditional 2-2-2. If Vader will still be popping off on Doomfist, getting those amazing kills onto Bant. If Bant will GA into more mines. Or if Tofu will land amazing shots. We can all stay tuned. See if Lettuce gets headshot again. Anything could happen. Literally anything.
The magic of Overwatch.
The magic of Overwatch. Exactly. We could even see goats v goats. You may not see goats v goats.
Yeah,
I don't know where Muffin is in chat, but Muffin's been wanting some goats v goats, so we might see it, but it may not happen. Okay, and we see it ready from Banter and Nat. And so we're gonna get into it.
Traveling to Icon.
I'm hoping
Initiating
Anomalies run pirate ship, because if they ran Bastion the first round last time,
They
Maybe
might run
the-
pirate ship. It's a tricky map for pirate ship though, because the geometry of point B creates a lot of high ground where the defenders can get very close to the pirate ship without using any cooldowns and without having line of sight by the pirate ship. And so you can just kind of drop onto the pirate ship and get out as you need to. So it makes it a little bit tougher than like a Junkertown for a pirate ship, but we might see it.
We might see Bant on Sombra.
Brant Sombra is, most people sleep on Brant Sombra. It's a little known fact that her Sombra is actually fantastic, and so we could potentially see that someday. Right now, it does not look like we will see Bant on Sombra. It looks like we will see Bant on Diva, and it looks like we're going to see some traditional 3-3 comp, as the Overwatch League casters like to call it.
Ah yes, classic 3-3-3 comp. That does not have an animal nickname.
Yes, no animal nickname for us. No animals that can eat a variety of foods. It's like really hardy stomachs. They can eat lots of things, in case you didn't know. Fun facts about goats, just to keep you posted.
They also like to climb trees.
They're remarkably agile, goats are. Which is kind of unlike the composition. The composition is a little bit more lumbering. It has very hard times with high grounds. Unlike goats, real goats though, can really quite get up onto the high ground nicely. And so we see right now what we have a 3-3 versus 3-3. The only difference being letters on the Baptiste and Krezith on Brigitte.
Presence is taking a lot of damage right now.
And that whole red team taking a lot of damage, but they're still playing reasonably aggro with it, which is just... Oh, and then Tofu goes down, unfortunately. And so that's going to be the cue to back out. And it's tough to back out in this situation when you lose your Lucio first, because you don't have the ability to back out. And so Danny's shield soaking up a lot of damage. And now we will see how aggressively Apex Legends pushes this.
Oh, their Lucio's back.
Yep. And so now, there's only really one kill. There's a slight ult advantage for the Apex Legends. There's the Shatter up for Yikes, and Danny doesn't have one yet. Chester Bud getting that trance, but getting really close to that trance though.
Oh, that sneaky Shatter.
The cheeky Shatter.
I should have seen it coming. I saw him up there, and I was like, why is he up there?
You know what I mean? I think the Alaskan Anomalies are probably feeling a little the same. Wish they could have seen that coming.
My ultimate is almost ready.
We get some cheers in chat for Pantonet on Diva. There's no big needs for her to eat from Anna. So going into this next fight, we have some good ults coming on board for Alaskan Anomalies, but we have Grav coming up for the Apex Legends. We got some good W pressing from Danny. Just look at that solid forward movement. It's good, it's good. Get the rally coming in. Chester, but
Big shatter,
but the counter grab. Grabs from both teams. Now the pin comes out onto Danny. Danny does not even get very low at all. There's a bubble.
Oh, another shatter, but
Another shatter. Then Yikes goes down. Danny gets low.
God.
Chesterbug gets low. But Chesterbug dies unfortunately to Vader. And then the grab comes out onto
and they don't have Transcendence for that grab either.
Oh, there's another one too soon. And then Dying goes down. The Diva Bomb gets Krezith. That's a nice pickup. But Toast gets Peachy. And so now it's really leaning really in favor of the Alaskan Anomalies. Unless there's not really much. Yeah, there's not really much Apex Legends can do with the situation.
Oh, yeah. That...
Yikes gets Danny. Stalls it out a little bit. Banternet uses Diva Bomb for unknown reasons, but probably big brain, and I just can't comprehend the strategy behind that. And Alaskan Anomalies cleans it up nicely. A little bit of time on the time bank, minute and 20. Miss Mint or Brobat, what do you think really led to that point unlocking for the Alaskan Anomalies?
It's hard to say. I think it might actually have to do. Yikes was pretty aggro as Ryan. I saw him got split up when the shatter And that was unfortunate. It's always rough when you see like the Rhine take his 1 second of going aggro, the 1 second where he wants to swing his hammer, and that's always the time when the shatter.
Vader was playing incredibly aggressively there, but gets Chesterbud. And so converts that really aggressive play into an early fight pick win. And then Banshman gets demeched. Final Snake Boss in chat is pointing out how fast fights favor Baptiste and slower fights favor Brigitte. And so we could see Alaskan Anomalies going for slower fights. Alaskan Anomalies right now committing some ults to what, to my eye, looked like a lost fight. But they got that trans out from Lettuce.
Yeah.
I don't really know if that was worth it, but sometimes these things happen. And so now there's only Sound Barrier, Diva Bomb going into this next fight for the Apex Legends.
Anomalies have Shatter too, and Grab.
And this rally, so then Alaskan Anomalies can play aggressively.
Ooh, there's
Shatter.
the Shatter.
Peachy goes down, and Vulnerability Shield up, so Peachy does not die right away. And there's the benefit of having the trance now, and Lettuce not having that trance. Yikes getting chunked down. The Sound Barrier comes out. Lettuce gets present though. Ooh, and another Shatter comes out.
Big Shatter!
That
was a huge Shatter.
And that looks like it's going to turn the tide of the fight into Apex Legends' favor.
Ooh, Tofu got picked. Toast gets picked. Are they
that
going
right
to
there is one
stagger
of the
bit?
examples of how alt economies are nitpicked by the top 500 to keep your SR down. Because all it took was Yikes to get one good 5-person shatter. Turns the whole tide of the fight around.
Oh,
And so
exactly.
Yeah. So now Tofu, or now, not just Tofu, but now the Alaskan Anomalies really have a tough fight to do. They have Shatter coming up, they have B coming up, but not really much else.
They do have Diva Bomb. Whoa. Look too soon.
And place a little bit up on the shelf up there.
A very aggro Transcendent.
Ooh,
Oh, Peachy gets a huge bomb.
Although, what is Apex Legends left with? Baptiste ult and Shatter. But they're going for a little spawn camp. A little cheeky spawn camp. Vader got Chesterbud late, so there's gonna be a slow spawn. Lettuce gets really incredibly low, but I don't think Alaskan Anomalies are gonna be able to capitalize on that.
Anomalies can use Shatter here, and they also have Sound Barrier for any untowards.
I want to see how Letters uses.
Another big
the
Shatter.
counter shatter though.
Oh
But the
my
vulnerability it comes up, and so no one dies. Vader's playing really deep again. Vader likes to play incredibly aggressive, but does not get punished for it. He manages to get out before anything bad comes out, and then Danny dies to a fire strike. Letters dies to Crescent. And
That's a big pick.
Anyway, Peachy gets demeched.
Crescent
Almost
is
in overtime.
in the back line.
Crescent's just kind of by himself.
Yeah, they
Oh, no, and
another
that's
Shatter.
Big shatters.
But
They
the
keep-
charge
they keep
misses.
We get a solo grab onto Lettuce, and Yikes gets picked off. And so this should now mean it's going to be an overtime push. Yesterday we've seen some good plays by Lucio's on this bridge, getting people booped off this bridge, getting those environmental kills. Right now we don't have anyone playing for it yet. I don't see the Undying hiding anywhere cheekily. They look like they will get a contest though. They can re-engage the Sound Barrier. They can go for the huge grab. Chesterbud has chance though. Invulnerability field comes out.
Oh, another
Oh.
big Shatter.
A big shatter with boop too. It's a boop shatter.
Oh
Peachy
my
gets
goodness.
present, and this is a really tough
3 left.
situation.
3 left. Oh, Peachy with the ult. Oh,
Toast dies
and
and
it's
comes off.
over.
They get held just before point 2. Like, this is what happened in the Alaskan Anomalies game yesterday, right? Where they got held just before point 2?
If I remember, I think so.
Initiating match.
I was there and I don't even remember. Wow.
It was. I'm gonna see if Alaskan Anomalies can identify Vader's hyper-aggression and turn on Vader and end up capitalizing on that, because Vader pushes so much W into the Alaskan Anomalies, and just to get kills and then get back out, it's impressive.
And
really
he doesn't
kind of.
get punished for it
he-
either.
He's not gotten punished for it yet. We got some incredible boops right at the end there, getting everyone off that bridge. Just,
I think.
you want to go?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ready for battle.
I was gonna say the one thing I like about goats is the fact that I can see lots of big slams. Big
Lots
slams,
of big slams.
all
Yike-
day.
Yikes got some huge ones.
Attackers incoming.
Danny got a nice like counter shatter slam.
Oh, looks
I
like they're
wanna
running
see-
bunker.
It's a fairly non-traditional bunker though. The kind of newer meta of bunker involves the Baptiste. But here we see a triple support bunker with Prezith on the Brigitte. It's almost like
Yeah.
an anti-dive bunker. The benefit of this
Yeah.
too is neither Bantuanet nor Tofu's healing on Mercy and Zenyatta respectively gets shut down with shields. So if a Winston does dive onto the bunker, you can heal through that Winston bubble, which is the issue with an Ana or a Baptiste on bunker defense. And so we see the Alaskan Anomalies holding up kind of forwards, and it looks like the Apex Legends are going to swap to a triple DPS or a quad DPS. A triple DPS with the Sombra, the Pharah, and the Soldier. Let's see how Alaskan Anomalies holds this. And right now it's Tofu dying early. Yikes also dies early. And Ban eats a shot. Chesterbug gets Vader. Chesterbug gets Lettuce. And then Toast gets Peachy. And it seems like the tanks and the DPS of the Alaskan Anomalies saved it for the supports. You still have Prezith there by point, so that's a little bit of healing. Chesterbug can heal. Letters gets a little bit too aggressive and dies. Toast can also heal, so there's still some self-healing going on. Prezith is the only one who got to be really careful at this point because Prezith can't heal himself without anyone else close to him. And so it looked like a very nice edge, scary situation for the Alaskan Anomalies. It's turned in the favor for now, at least. Let's see if Tofu can stay alive because of this barrage of Fair Rockets coming in. It's not the technical barrage, the other kind. Was that a hook from Toast? Or was it just a nice shot? Didn't quite see him.
Oh no, he just used it.
And Tofu dies to the
Tofu
Sombra.
dies to the Sombra. Oh, the res gets off though. Oh.
And Toast is slept right now. Chesterbud is not shielded. Look at this Pharah coming in. She's coming in right from behind. I don't know if the camera's gonna get it, but the Pharah's
Oh,
behind.
everyone's so scattered.
Can't go for the Pharah. Oh, gets Tofu again. The res is on cooldown for right now, for a little bit longer.
The flanking Farah, Tom.
It was an aggressive flank. It was a remarkable flank. And then, but can Pharah get out? Vader's super low, but the Undying manages to save Vader. And so now we're on respawn timer for Tofu. Chester has that ult. I would like to see the ult from Chester kind of early on in this fight, before things could go too bad. But Letters is almost at the EMP. That EMP is going to come in any moment. Right there it is.
Oh.
And then right in time
And
with
the
the barrage.
barrage.
Really good play from the Alaskan Anomaly, or from the Apex Legends.
Oh. Ooh,
Wow.
the counter ults come out.
This is... Oh no, but Toast gets hacked right before Toast can take a breather. And can't quite get the full like stop of that. And what looked like the Alaskan Anomalies almost pulling it off again. Couldn't quite get it. And so now the Alaskan Anomalies have a tough situation.
The payload.
What do we think the Alaskan Anomalies have to do to kind of win this streets phase here? What's going to work for them?
I think they're gonna be trying to run goats. Oh. I was right.
It's not like goats though. Chesterbud's on that McCree.
What? Oh, I think I was looking wrong.
Oh, sorry, you're
Never
looking
mind.
at us. So, you're right, because Apex
Yeah.
Legends, our blue team, is on an Ana goat.
Now, yeah.
Just playing cart right now. Lettuce gets low, but manages to get healed back up. Alaskan Anomalies really kind of surrounding the team. Look at the cleave coming in. Danny gets slapped and stunned. There's a lot of cleave going in, and then Danny can just hop right out. Danny 23% of the way to ult. A lot of ults on the board for the Alaskan Anomalies. The Undying really low, but Cart making progress this whole time. Prezith gets a little bit of stall in there. But now this card has kind of pushed away from the Alaskan Anomalies kill box, and Danny dies way back far. And now it's left to what the Alaskan Anomalies do. Tofu plays really close and has to chance to keep himself alive. Toast is antied, Danny gets rezzed, and this card has been making progress this entire time. The Alaskan Anomalies can have a hard time to not deny this. But Tofu gets one, Danny gets another one. And now this fight's looking really in favor of the Alaskan Anomalies. Tofu gets a nice headshot onto Lettuce. Lettuce still proving to have that giant head hitbox.
Ooh.
And Managing to save that. Just a few meters left.
That was
Quick
so
math says 8 meters
scary.
left.
That was a scary. That was almost a C9.
It was all, but it really felt like Alaskan Anomalies were waiting for the right moment, and you kind of like to see that play, right? Of just really waiting for like the ideal moment to engage, so you make sure you win the team fight. So now Chesterbot has the high noon. It looks like Present is trying to shield for the high noon. And
Ooh, that's a big shatter.
ooh, but
And
the
Present
C9
is
potential is really
booming.
real right now. Danny has to
That's
jump on just in
incredible.
time. Oh, and the
Oh!
the tree carry. It's an incredible bomb.
What a
Lettuce is the
bomb.
only one left on point.
So touch
Lettuce
point.
gets toasted,
Touch
but
point.
yeah. Lettuce managing to stay alive for a really long time, but gets out, and then Lettuce gets out. And that bomb from Toast really looks like it saved the day. And again, just 4 meters from where it needs to be. That yellow box of victory is all the Apex Legends needs to get. Now Chesterbud really playing that point. That C9 fear has clearly sunk into the Alaskan Anomalies. Yikes onto that ball now. Vader with a grab. No support ults yet for the Alaskan Anomalies, but Tofu getting really close to it.
Yeah, I was wondering why they swapped off the ball because he's really useful here on the second point, just for the boop potential and the stall.
And so we're coming into 50 seconds remaining now. And there's gonna kind of like staggery, weird, scrappy fight right now. And we're getting into kind of nerve-wracking points of the game where Apex Legends is really feeling that heat. They gotta perform at this point. Bant using Falco a little bit early. Danny gets out. There's a lot of ults on the board. Toast goes for a bomb. Gets Vader. That's actually pretty huge. 30 seconds to get a DMAC and Vader. Vader has grab, and now it looks like Apex Legends are gonna have to take a non-ideal fight where they don't quite have 6. Danny's gonna be able to primal, could potentially get this Ana. Yeki's looking for the back tap though. But Prezith and Chesterbud are gonna have none of that. Prezith and Chesterbud are playing back point just completely. Danny playing up really close. I wonder if they're gonna go for the solo grab onto Danny. It would be a nice play. Prezith, Yeki's in the back looking for something. Goes for the high, Chester goes for the high noon, kills Yikes. The grab comes out, the trance comes out. There's no big anti-nade onto the trance. Lettuce gets dies, the Undying dies, and now Apex Legends are gonna pull up something incredible. Danny gets Vader though, and it really looks like Alaskan Anomalies have done it. They got held on second point, but it looks like they're gonna hold Apex Legends just 4 meters shy of sitting it. What a game! What a game! We're tied 1-1 now. Miss Mint or Brobat, what do you think really got Alaskan Anomalies that win right there?
That bomb. Yep.
That bomb.
Like
I
they
think
were so close to C9ing it, and like both bombs actually from Toast. The one that picked Vader and
Oh, and right before the last push, right?
yeah, that one
Yeah.
one too. That was just
Toast really clutching with those bombs.
I
It's nice.
know.
So this is a development league, so our players don't have the button on their keyboard yet to just not die to Diva bombs. If you haven't noticed, professional Overwatch League players have a button on their keyboard where they just do not die to Diva bombs. They just press it sometimes, and it's just the do not die to Diva bombs button. I don't know, we don't know quite, but you have to be professional to have that button on your keyboard. So our players do not have it yet. Maybe they'll get it one day. They train hard enough, they'll get it. But we're seeing good plays from both teams now. We're tied 1-1. It's a really close game. Interestingly, no full caps yet. This is kind of partial caps making the difference.
The defense is really good on both teams too. So
Definitely. Our next map is Busan.
oh
What do we-
boy.
What do we think we might see on Busan?
That is a good question. I feel like they're gonna go goats, both of them.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them.
And so we it's possible. We've also seen some quad DPS in Busan. The final snake. Muffin wants to know if Muffin can get the button that it's just not dying to Diva bombs. It looks
No,
like
Muffin.
yeah. Muffin, I'm kind of surprised you don't have it yet. The final snake boss still needs to earn it though. It looks like the Alaskan Anomalies are going to make a sub We're not sure quite what it is yet. Who was that who went out? Krezeth is out. And who are they going to bring in? We've seen some good plays from Krezeth, though. I wonder if this is like a strategy to go for like a quad DPS situation or something else.
It's anyone's game.
So are you two excited to see Route 66? I know it's not next, but we've been having a lot of 3 routes this tournament so far, so we're gonna get Route 66 for the first time, I think, in the tournament.
Yay!
I'm excited.
Payload, payload.
Woo! Pirate ship. Maybe.
If I don't see a bastion on a payload, I'm gonna throw.
Pengu,
Yeah.
yes, Alaskan Anomalies did get a point. Alaskan Anomalies managed an incredible hold on Streets phase Vikingfold. Got some clutch Diva Bombs, some solid plays. In what turned up a stymied Street phase on their attack, they transitioned that into a solid win on their defense. Even though their first point hold was a little bit rough. So we're still waiting on the substitutions. I'm not quite sure who's coming in yet.
And Taku says he's calm.
Yeah. Do we have any favorite moments from those previous games?
I like the shatters.
You like the shatters?
I like the shatters. I like the slams. I'm a shatter slam girl.
Some good shatter slams.
It's okay.
Then Miss Mint, what did you really like?
I'll have to agree with Brobat there. I really like the shatters.
Okay.
They were just so clutch.
They were really clutch. Yikes just managed to like pull out some rather like for the situation looked incredibly dire for Apex Legends. Yikes' like I got this. Just take Q. Took 5 people to the ground and cleaned up. Big slams. Big slams. We're still waiting on people coming in. We're going to be there pretty soon. Game starting up. That's what I'm told. The production in my ear telling me the game's starting up. It's going to work soon. It's going to be good.
Were you okay?
So, I think if I'm going to bring you an insight powered by Intel right now, it would have to be that the Alaskan Anomalies usage of alts and rotations in their goats composition, I think just kind of outweighs Apex's. Alaskan Anomalies seem like they're struggling a little bit in their non-goats compositions, but when it comes down to the core goats v goats, even though Yikes is getting these huge slams, Vader's getting these really aggressive plays, Anomalies kind of just pull it into the kind of clutch, very like synergistic play style and manage to make something work in a tough situation. And so really nice to see from Alaskan Anomalies. And so if we go into another goats v goats situation, which my fellow casters thinks might be probable on Busan, I think it favors Alaskan Anomalies. We could see quad DPS though. We could see some 2-2s. Miss Mint, if you could have any hero played in this next map, what would you like to see played?
Ooh, I like a good Reaper play with a Reinhardt. That one.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so it looks like we have pugs coming in for the Alaskan Anomalies. There's some things going on in chat. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's just happening. And so we get a ready from Apex. We'll see if we get a ready from Alaskan Anomalies coming up now. And then we're going to be going into Busan.
Now traveling to Busan.
Muffin has an opinion about bubbling the Ryans when they're 50 feet away. We can see if either team listens to this suggestion. Imagine get more value out of those bubbles. So we have a few seconds left. One can use bubbles to shield. I'm not sure if the teams know, but if you bubble when them with 50 feet away, not taking any damage, you don't really get much value. You don't get that Zarya charge jump. You don't really get much of anything out of it. But you'll see how this plays out on Busan. Only 9 seconds before we get to see which heroes they're picking in the lobbies. It could be anything at this point. We could see some Mei action. We could see some Sim action. We could see Pharmacy.
Ready for battle.
It doesn't look like we'll see any of that, but we could. We could.
Ooh.
Wait. Pugs potentially on the Pharah. I might not have spoken too soon about Pharmacy.
Hog and Winston? That's very interesting.
This is a similar composition they've run to on their Hanamura defense, but Toast seems to be swapping rid of the D.Va. Toast really favors the D.Va and feels like Toast can carry quite hard on the D.Va, and from those bombs and some of the plays I've seen, it seems like Toast can play really well on the D.Va. And so we see a 2-2-2 coming up from the Alaskan Anomalies, and a triple DPS situation from the Apex Legends. An early sleep onto Pugs. I did not see that, but that was a yeeted out sleep. Quite impressive from Lettuce. Pugs gets really low, Chesterboard gets low, and Danny gets low. So it feels like an early kind of advantage for Apex Legends. But we have to see Apex Legends really capitalize that. With Danny dying early to Vader, this could go poorly, but Banternet manages to get the res off. Brobat, what do you think about this fight so far going on?
It's very scattered right now because we have Toast and Danny in the back line right now, but Peachy and Letta seem to be all right. But it just seems like they're just trading people, although more in the favor of the Yeah.
Although that was another death. Vader's been really going after Banternet quite hard. And so he's been really identifying how important that Mercy is to the composition. But Alaskan Anomalies have been proving people wrong about how important that Mercy is to composition by winning anyways, even though they lost their Mercy.
Exactly.
So one of the benefits of having Ana on main heals is you can keep going even if you lose your Mercy. So you get a little dive in, fight on the left side. Now we have a switch for Peachy to Reaper.
Ooh, that's a big ante. And I don't know about that bomb. Maybe just to get your mech back, but
perhaps Banternet manages to live through getting dove by D-bomb, and then everyone is incredibly low for the Alaskan Anomalies. Chesterboard's the one who dies first, though. Banternet gets low, does not die quite yet. Looking for res, maybe? No, I don't quite know.
Yike is asleep on point, but he still taps it.
And then, good play to cap a point while asleep. It looks like Alaskan Anomalies might be taking it back.
Oh,
It's a very scrappy fight. It's a hard to follow fight.
I know.
Vader goes in. Vader almost gets Banternet. Banternet's down to just a few HP, and then there you go. Peachy gets the follow-up on it. Okay.
Danny diving in, getting the Undying.
And then Toast gets Peachy. Yikes gets Pugstone. Chesterboard's anti, but gets Yikes. And it looks like the Alaskan Anomalies are gonna be able to kind of hold on to this point presence. And now we're getting into some of the later fight territory of this map. The Undying has the trance. We're getting up to high noon for letters. But we have some primal, or we don't have primal yet, but we have nano for tofu.
Oh. Letter
Mirage
swapped off to McCree, or swapped off to Tracer.
And then we see Lettuce onto Lucio. This is the second time they've run this composition, the kind of old school dive where it's no main healer and 2 off healers, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work out for them. It didn't really work out particularly well, if I recall correctly, from the previous game. Yikes just gets chunked down and there's no sustain for it. The trance comes out for the Undying. And Apex Legends has to win this fight. How are they gonna do it? Chesterboard got low. Killing Banternet's gonna help. But losing Letters, Vader, and the Undying really gonna make it tough for Apex Legends to win this first point. Toast getting more cleanup kills that are going on. And now it looks like Yaggies is doing the best he can to win this first point, but it's a tough situation to win a 1v6. The Undying did swap to Mercy at the end there. But that was a pretty commanding lead for the Alaskan Anomalies. Except for one person sleeping, managing to capture the point in a kind of C9 fashion.
It's like an anti-C9.
An anti-C9, somehow. Apex Legends couldn't really get much point presence that map. And it's interesting, because I think of the Apex Legends as having really good DPS players. Vader can play a lot of DPS players quite well. Letters I know plays very good DPS players. And so
5, 4,
even though they played some kind of triple DPS situation, it didn't really favor them on that comp.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna be doing this going in now. They're running another dive comp.
And the old school dive of the Lucio and the Zenyatta again.
Yeah.
And I just think the healing from having a Ana and a Mercy just kind of out-sustains this fight. Apex Legends really has to make an aggressive fight and get the win right early on. But they can't. Like, he just dies.
I think the problem is that they seem to be sort of trickling in. There's a lot of very scattered fights.
Yeah. Well, and... What do you want to say?
Oh, sorry, just continue.
Because I think one of the things, too, about what you're saying is that, like, the composition that Apex Legends was running really hinges on a super well-coordinated dive. You get that Discord target, you get the Lucio speed in, everyone onto the target at once, and then win that fight decisively and fast. And Apex Legends wasn't really executing that. So Toast gets really low, manages to not dive, though. Stays alive. Yike's back onto that ball. And we're back into a kind of 2-2-2, but not quite so dive. We get Lettuce onto Ana. Letters dies, unfortunately. Low. Vader's antied. Can't really get out. And it's a solid win. No ults used. Or actually, was it Nano used for Alaskan Anomalies and that's in?
Yeah.
That's a nice win for the Alaskan Anomalies. To not have to use any of your ults to win that point. Final Snake Boss wants people to stop dying to D.Va bombs. It's a reasonable request, but we'll see if that happens. Toast manages to get some good ones so far. Peach even got some good ones too. Hugs has that barrage. We'll see how they're using. Letters peeking at angles to see if we can get any shots off. Doesn't really get anything quite yet. Some pressuring, some poking.
Oh, we see a bomb coming out. Doesn't get anyone.
The blade doesn't. Oh, the blade does get Chester Butt. Okay. Vader's tapped. Ooh. Barrage. Pays for it with his life, but I think it's worth it. I think it's a worthy trade.
Oh, exactly. He got 2 of the healers.
And Yike's... Oh, interesting. Yike's committing bomb, and then the Undying committing sound barrier to what looked to me like a lost fight, and it continues to be a lost fight. And now Apex Legends are in a tricky situation.
Yeah, they don't have
into
any
stagger
ults
kills.
going into this.
There's a Nano onto the Winston, I think, if I heard that right. Letters' High Noon does get Pugs, but Pugs gets Letters in return, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. The anti comes under Chesterpud. Chesterpud dies to Yike's, but Toast picks up Lettuce. Phantom, yeah, Raz is Chesterpud, and Tofu gets Peachy. And now it's Chesterpud just getting a High Noon and clearing it off, and this map goes pretty decisively in favor of the Alaskan Anomalies, I guess, after a little bit more cleanup kills. Overtime timer going down. And we have reverse sweep potential from the Alaskan Anomalies. We saw some quite good play from the Alaskan Anomalies on the map, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
play of the game.
Another famous toast bomb.
Famous or infamous. Will this actually be a bomb? I don't know if it'll be a bomb. 70% ult charge. You might not get the bomb percentage yet. This is just solid
No,
cleanup.
it's just, yeah.
Nice play from Toast. What do we think really enabled the Alaskan Anomalies to win on that map so decisively?
I think it's, again, it's just how scattered they were on the Apex Legends team. It was easy for them to just capitalize on trickling opponents. It was easy to capitalize on people using ults incorrectly or too soon or too late or what have you. It was mostly just capitalizing.
It almost seems like more kind of unenforced errors from Apex's side.
Yeah.
And one really never quite likes to see that as much, right? One really likes to see kind of, I don't know, finding the good plays or something like that, the huge shatters, the big D.Va bombs or whatever, then just kind of capitalizing on the unenforced errors. But also, Overwatch is a game about just making less errors than your opponent, to play more consistently, to play better than your opponent. And sometimes it's enough. Muffin in chat wants to see goats. We saw a little bit of goats on Eichenwald. We might see some more goats. We're coming up onto Route 66 next. Miss Mint, I know you're favoring seeing the pirate ship. Is that what you're still rooting for on this map?
Yeah, I am.
And then, Brobat, what do you want to see on this map coming up now?
I want to see. That's a good question. I kind of want to see a May. I don't know why. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm feeling it.
Chat, what about you? What do you want to see on this map? Who are we rooting for, chat? Let's see some spams in that chat for which team you want to win. Are we gonna see the Apex Legends with a comeback win this Route 66 map, or are we gonna see Alaskan Anomalies clean it up on a Route 60 on a win here? Are we gonna see anyone get to 3 points? Is anyone gonna full cap? So far, we haven't seen a full cap yet. Final Snake Boss thinks we want to see some goats. Who wants to see some goats? Let's get some more cheers in this chat. You can do it.
Is there a flex emoji?
I don't know if there's a flex emoji.
Someone should do spam this flex to help Apex. And then for the anomalies, what rhymes with Alaska?
Okay. So now we're on to Route 66. Alaskan Anomalies are our red team. Apex Legends are going to be our blue team. If I remember correctly, red team attacks first, so Alaskan Anomalies will be attacking first. We still have Pugs in for Krezeth. There hasn't been any more swaps. And we have a few more seconds to see what the teams are going to pick. You get some good spamming in chat. I appreciate it. I like it a lot. Good job, chat.
Input, what rhymes with Alaska?
Oh, wow. Way to put me on the spot.
Pasta?
Pasta! Spam this pasta to help Alaska. There you go, chat. I just made your copy pasta for
what
you.
about the musical genre ska? Does that rhyme with Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attackers.
Okay.
Or
30 seconds.
Rasta? Rasta is a
Rasta.
Yeah.
Spam this Rasta to save this. I don't know. It doesn't quite. It's a T rather than a MK, but okay, so what it looks like right now is we're gonna have a bunker composition from the Apex Legends. Look like they're playing that close corner, hiding the composition right now, and it looks like a kind of dive pharmacy composition from Alaskan Anomalies. This could favor Alaskan Anomalies, but Danny gets chunked down remarkably fast. Toast just kind of hiding behind the payload. Banternet res is Danny. The pull from Yikes doesn't get anyone. Toast still kind of, I don't know, just poking in there. The dive comes in late from Danny. It's a little bit uncoordinated from Alaskan Anomalies.
Oh,
Now,
looks
if I
like
understand
they're...
correctly, Toast is stuck in an awkward situation where Toast luckily has full health, but is kind of underneath.
Ooh, looks like they're trying to go the different route. They're trying to go somewhat behind them. But there's a lot of open space between that trailer and that bridge. Oh,
And Toast wasn't there to really help with the DM for the dive. And so that's losing too early on. But it does feel like... Okay, no, so Letters gets Pugs. And so now it's a really hard... Okay, so Toast gets a DMAC onto Peachy. So that's at least something going into this next fight for the Alaskan Anomalies. But the alt bank's really building up for Apex Legends here. Antoinette playing a little bit forward right now. Is someone behind? Danny's really far behind on ball. Danny's just kind of deep. We're trying to pressure Vader off a little bit. Trying to get some ground. It's a tricky situation. There's no shield in front of Letters right now. The Nano comes out under Toast. The Sleep comes out of Yikes. Letters does die at this situation. And then Yikes is one. Yikes is anti to one. Oh, wow. And so Alaskan Anomalies really managed to capitalize on this fight quite well. And then Vader dies to Pugs to the back. And what looked really dire for Alaskan Anomalies, they managed to just kind of squeak it through. Got some weird angles, played some aggressive things. It was a nice play from Alaskan Anomalies. And it looks like we see a goat swap now for Apex Legends. Alaskan Anomalies still running the weird composition. Looks like Apex Legends is going to manage to get a contest early on. Tofu playing really close, but does back off just in time. And Pugs does have Barrage. The Diva Bomb doesn't really get anything. The Barrage could be huge. The Barrage gets Lettuce and the Undying. And so this should favor Alaskan Anomalies now, but just really clean up kills unless the last Apex Legends pull off something incredible. Yikes gets Danny. How close is Vader? Does not have the grab yet. The stall is pretty real though. This is a pretty real stall. Chesterfoot does get Yikes. And then it's really just Vader and Peachy left on point. Just eking out the time. Vader doesn't get out, Peachy doesn't get out. And it is first point. Nice to see Alaskan Anomalies get first point here. And what do we see going to second point? Early aggression from Danny. Yeah. And then on to Lettuce. Lettuce doesn't actually get chucked down too much. Alaskan Anomalies pushing up nicely. Tofu being stuck back on
around.
Daiki's playing the corner. Seems to really be about that corner. Pug's going for an angle, getting a crossfire situation, gets a good direct onto Vader. Danny gets charged, and then shattered, and then chunked down, and now Alaskan Anomalies without their tank. But there's coming up to 5 ults still left for Alaskan Anomalies. So there's a way they could convert this into a win if they wanted to put a lot of ults to it, but they could also back out.
Ooh, the blade comes out from Chesterbud, but oh.
That's a big anti from Tofu too, but doesn't really get anything. Tofu is actually known for his incredible anti against Sideshow, winning a comp game for the 3rd game in a row against Sideshow. Sideshow is very happy that he had an incredible chance, but Tofu managed to just throw an anti onto that, shut down Sideshow's trance, and win a great comp game against him on Dorado. But back to this game, Apex Legends really getting a good amount of ults on the board. The Nano comes out. Onto Daniel.
Ooh, big shatter!
Big shatter. Chesterbud dies to the charge. Pugs gets 2 though. The 2 supports for Apex Legends dies. And the Tofu demax Peachy. Pugs really getting some work done on that para. And this looks like it could be second point. There's a chance that Apex Legends could recontest if they want to use Beat and maybe grab early on this next fight.
Yeah. Beat and grab just to stall. That might be.
Well, and you can kind of push out very aggressively with that Beat, right? It just
exactly.
It gets you that burst of heals or like a little burst of health.
I don't think they're going to be able to.
You might want to go for it.
Maybe.
Just barely gets in time. Is the Beat there to save Yikes? No, not quite. And they use the grab. Doesn't look like they really get anything. Vader's antied. Ooh, Toast is antied, but still doesn't die. Diva Bomb comes out for Toast, and that's enough to get them second. So now we see a 2 on the board. First time we've seen a 2 on the board. Nice to see a 2 on the board. Just about cleaning up some kills. What do we think Apex Legends really has to do to turn around this pretty steady push from Alaskan Anomalies?
I think they need to. I don't know if their dive-ish comp with the Winston is working out for them. I think they need that shield tank right about now. They need that Reinhardt. Then the Reinhardt would be so useful, especially with, well...
Look at the Alaskan Anomalies tanks kind of zoned out really deep right now.
Exactly.
And then it feels like Alaskan Anomalies are kind of off on separate pages. Yikes gets slept on cart. Danny dies though, deep in enemy lines. Vader gets Toast, and Peach is antied, but this is a tricky situation, and the Alaskan Anomalies got to kind of extricate themselves from it. And they managed to pull it off so far so well, but Tofu looks like he's going to get caught out. Can't land another good sleep onto Yikes. Chesterbud is the one who actually takes to death, though. And now look at Apex Legends Ulticom. That's 4 ults, with 2 more on the way. Alaskan Anomalies is big too in Ulticom. Oh my god! Toast with basically 5k.
Oh my god. That might... they're gonna need to... Anomalies... Or not Anomalies. Sorry. Apex Legends is gonna have to, like, at least touch and counter stall.
And losing Lattice with the Nano right there is really rough. The Dragons could potentially get someone, but Tofu manages to jump out of the way of it. Danny charges in deep. The Sound Barrier comes out to recontest. And the
Chester bomb.
Attack visor comes out, but Toast is just on Vader right away and just DMs the entire attack visor. Peachy.
Oh no! That was such a good sleep dart. Oh, and a shatter.
Chester blood gets clean up, so it looks like we could see a full cap here. Danny playing super deep by himself. Can you heal Danny? Nope, Danny doesn't look like it healed, but that should be enough for them. For the Anomalies to cap. Nice to see them cap. Really kind of tightening up their play, getting a really good, solid play in this one. Seemed like they had a little bit of a slow start this match, but now they're really getting into it.
Can I
Time
just...
bank left too.
Oh, sorry. Can I just say that sleep dart on the nanoed Winston saved them so much.
Tofu's been getting really big sleep darts, getting a lot of value out of that utility. Min, what did you really like to see in that game right there? What really stood out to you?
The amazing sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the diva bomb.
That 4K was incredible.
That was. I was shocked. I was like, wow, nice job. Something that kept catching my eye was the fact that
Ready for battle.
Peachy and Yikes and Vader, or even Letters, whenever they've had ult, they wouldn't use it. They would constantly switch, and it's bugging me. And it's like, you have potential to stall it, and you just wasted it, basically.
So we could potentially hope to see a little bit better ult usage from Apex Legends. Now's the tough situation though, for Apex Legends, because they know they have to win this. They not only have to full cap, which is a pretty hard thing too, but they have to then win on the next round too. So the pressure's really on Apex Legends.
Oh, looks like you got your wish, Mint. Pirate ship.
Pirate ship, interestingly enough too, we have a pirate ship against a bunker composition.
Very
Tofu eats a Hanzo arrow to the knee, but manages to walk it off just fine.
And a double.
Oh, the double shield tank wins against the single shield tank. Which makes sense. Good fire strike onto Chester Blood. And I want to.
Oh, Toast going in deep. Oh, gets Vader with the hook. Yikes, off by himself.
Lettuce's invulnerability field dies early on.
Oh.
Peach dies. Letters gets pugs, but then Danny gets letters, and then Peachy gets rezzed. Still good car progress. But this is a hard situation, and then it looks like Alaskan Anomalies are going to be able to clean this up. Early on, that really favored Apex Legends because they had the double shield tank, but then Yaki started to play that kind of side, like off angle, and it just did not benefit because then the double shield tank play did not really work out for them. Okay, so now Apex Legends has swapped off of the mint favored pirate ship composition onto a more traditional 3-3 composition. And we've seen Apex Legends break these bunkers incredibly well before with their setup and plays. They go for the EMP, they get a coordinated plays, they chunk down the shields. And so we might see that again here. We have good ult economy advantage, incredible ult economy advantage for Alaskan Anomalies though. Bugs gets Vader in a nice shot. And there's the kind of ongoing hook battle that is this 4-4. Toast gets a nice hook onto Peachy. Not sure if our camera caught that, but it was a good peek. Or a good hook. Excuse me. A little bit of car progress got made. My cheeky Sombra just sitting next to the car and hiding behind it. Trying to farm up, I bet Apex Legends are trying to farm up their ult. This arc charge just gets me done. Ladders gets down to 1 HP, but manages to get out.
Ooh, Vader very narrowly dodged that pull.
Miss Mint, how devastated are you that we're no longer seeing a pirate ship composition from Apex Legends?
I'm sad, but I understand from the standpoint of just the way that the bunker composition was situated. They would have been eaten if they kept on with what they were doing. So.
Look at that ult economy for Alaskan Anomalies. And then there we go. We see the Dragon Ship to displace the bunker composition. That's one good play. But Toast gets the Undying. And so now we're just down to.
Oh, that hack on toast! Oh,
and Letters
no.
gets toast. Vader dies to a dynamite strike. Danny gets antied though, so that should be a cleanup onto Danny. Tofu gets peachy. Bob comes out. Let's see if Bob does anything. Ooh.
Oh, I don't feel like that EMP was.
No.
No, I think Letters should have held on to that for this last push.
This is really crunch time here. There's 30 seconds. They have Valk, they have Mines, but that was the fight they had to win. That previous fight, Apex Legends really had to win that previous fight. Oh, Vader dies early on, unfortunately. Danny gets peachy.
Down two.
This is looking dire for Apex Legends. The mines come out, the sleep happens, Lettuce dies, Tofu's getting shot up from far away by Valkyrie Mercy, Yikes is on point by himself, and 1 second remaining. People have to play cart, and that's it.
Oh, that's
What a
game.
hold from the Alaskan Anomalies. What an incredible hold. Brobat, what do you think about that hold?
Play of the game.
That was a nutty hold, and it was so close to like getting ruined by the EMP. It was just so. But they played around it, and I mean, they're nutty diva bombs as well.
Mm-hmm. Toast pulling off something epic.
Okay, this
And
is
Vader,
epic.
Vader happy they broke the 3-0 streak, so at least it's a 3-1 on the board. And what
And
this
we
means
saw
now.
Route 66.
Mm-hmm. We saw Route 66. We did not get to see Oasis quite yet. Got to see a lot of bunker composition, a lot of trying to break the bunker composition. Apex Legends did manage to do that earlier on Hanamura, but they didn't quite get it on their Route 66 game. And so now we can start thinking about MVPs in that venue.
Well, I think we should do an MVP from both teams.
Mm-hmm.
My pick, because I love my supports, I think, well, I do want to interview Tofu, but I think I want to interview Toast.
Toast?
Toast.
See those big bombs? See if there's any like meta strategies
bomb.
for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you
Yeah.
got I feel like you
Okay.
can't discount Yikes, big shatters. We had some solid plays from Vader, getting some good goats executions going on. Earlier on some of the earlier maps with Letters on Sombra got a nice big EMP in there. Vader had some really nice play on Farah, on Hanamura. This is a good play around the board from Apex. Miss Minton, who did you really think was the MVP of those games on both teams?
I like Yikes Shatter.
You like Yikes Shatter? Managing to find those good 5-person shatters?
Oh yeah, I really love Shatters and I really love Ryan players.
Yeah.
But I also like Toast's Diva plays. That
Toast just got a lot done on Diva, didn't he?
yeah. I can't decide.
It's okay. One doesn't necessarily have to decide. So
Sometimes
should we
you can
do
be
we
a
have
Libra.
do we have Toast in that we could bring? No, we seem to have everyone else that we could bring in. We could bring in other people, but we no Toast yet. No, I don't know if we have Yikes either. It was a good game to see, though. We got to see incredible play from both teams. A really kind of big range of compositions, where it wasn't just goats v goats. It wasn't quite like Overwatch League. We got to see, but a lot of very like bunker heavy matches too. Nothing as unorthodox as the like May Sim strat that the Scandals ran against us in our game earlier. Toast seems to be playing comp right now, I think. I mean that's the sign of a truly dedicated Overwatch player who goes on from winning your game to straight into comp. No break, no sit down, no cooldown time. Just straight into comp. Pangu would like to see some tofu x toast fanfic, please. We're not quite sure if it's gonna happen. It might happen. You stay tuned.
Oh
Hi,
no!
Pengu.
We could bring so if we can't bring in toast, who should we bring in then?
What about Chesterbutt?
Chesterbun.
Bring her in. I want to talk about Bastion strat.
Hi, Chesterbun.
Hello,
Oh shit! Am I the chosen one?
You're the chosen one.
chosen
I feel
one.
so honored.
Brobat, take it away.
What? Okay. So I really liked your Bastion strat. I also
Thank
saw those cheeky Bastion jump tricks that you were using with your own. That was on Route 66. I saw it. That was great.
I'm glad that the Bastion finesse, is admired. It's sometimes more than point and click adventure. Not usually, but sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes you can do some robot parkour, and I appreciate that.
Lucio doesn't get all the action.
I know.
Well, and Lucio's not the
Sometimes
only
I
one who can do
wanna fly.
parkour either.
That's true.
Contrary to popular belief, Bastion can fly. It's confirmed here. Live.
Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
I know.
Right?
Also, fuck you, Muffin.
Can we swear on stream?
I guess we
do
just have.
whatever I
so-
want. That's better, Muffin.
Chester, what do you think really helped you turn around from that first point loss onto winning 3 successive maps in a row after that, the reverse sweep?
Keep Tofu alive.
Keep Tofu alive.
Yes.
Interestingly,
my
because
motto.
because the strat is usually that the Bastion's the president, and Tofu was never the Bastion, right?
No. Just
But if you keep Tofu
alive.
alive,
Yep.
it works.
Yep. That's how we win.
That's how you win.
The rest of the team doesn't know, but that's my goal.
Okay.
Getting the point?
your
No.
goal. I mean-
Who cares about the point? It's about
I
keeping
do
Tofu
regret to
alive.
inform you that some of the rest of the team might know now. That secret might have gotten out. I'm not quite sure how, but
Don't
I
tell
promise to
anybody.
keep it a secret, okay?
I thought this was confidential. Nothing gets leaked,
Yeah.
right?
This is Watchpoint
I mean, this
Alpha
isn't being
Confidential.
streamed or anything, right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
So who do you play up against next? Do we know that yet or no?
I don't know.
Um.
I saw Team Disconnect saying it was them, but I think they might have been.
Oh no. So okay. So
Assuming?
next we have in game 5 is Team Disconnect against Ramen Renegade, and the loser of that is who you have to play up against next. How are you feeling about this road ahead? If you want to play either Team Disconnect or Ramen Renegade, which do you hope to play?
I honestly don't care.
Okay. Do you don't want the redemption arc against Team Disconnect?
I don't even remember the match.
Fair enough.
Whoa.
The moment I'm done playing, I just erase from my memory.
It's a bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off for you.
Was I even there that game? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Gotta check the VOD.
That is what I would definitely have to do.
Alright. Do we have Brobat Mint? Do we have anything else we want to do? Do you want to wrap up the stream there?
Now that
Yeah.
you've regretted that we're dragging me of all people in.
I appreciated it greatly. I'm glad to hear from you. Good to see you play today. Great plays from you. Great plays from your whole team. Really impressive to see that squeaking out that win from a tough start.
I do have to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everyone live on the East Coast?
That is a
Why
good
do you
question.
all live on the East Coast?
Well, I live in Canada,
Tofu
so
and Tombstone would like to raise an agreement or disagreement with you, but yeah.
The ping is so high
The ping is so high. Sorry.
for every time.
I'm in the middle, so
Mm-hmm.
I get
Would that be the best of both worlds or the worst of both worlds?
worst.
so
And
Miss Mint, you're not Miley Cyrus?
No, I'm sorry.
I feel lied
Yeah.
to.
And then so Chintaku, what is the next time of the next game? It's tomorrow at, I think, 3 p.m. East Coast time. So just tune in then. Yeah, 3 p.m. East Coast time, I believe, for tomorrow.
Watch or Tofu will cry.
Watch her, I'll throw.
No one.
Okay, no one watch.
And if I understand that correctly, tomorrow it's going to be Team Disconnect versus Ramen Renegade. Both of them run kind of fairly non-traditional compositions. It could be a fun match. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're on one of those West Coast heathens that Chester Bud loves to play with, then it's
I love you.
noon.
And you are valid.
Yeah.
We know
Everyone
what the best
is
coast
valid.
is.
Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
The great casting trio with Brobat
Yeah.
and Miss Mint. Hope we can do this again sometime.
Sounds good.
I would love to cast again.
Yeah.